Well, hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Nice to meet you. My name is Carolina.
Hi, Carolina. My name is Mike.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, welcome to the Better You Services. I'm one of the social workers here, and I'm gonna be working with you in this process that you might be starting here with us. Before we continue, I want to let you know that everything you say here is extremely important for me
Hmm.
and also confidential. So don't worry, nobody's gonna know about what is being said here, okay?
Yes.
Alrighty, just in case your life or the life of others are in danger, that's the only case that I'm obligated by law to say something, to report it. But other than that, we're good.
Of
Everything
course.
is gonna be safe.
Understood.
Yes, so I'm seeing here, Mike, that you came here because you're having marital problems
Hmm.
and you are already aware, or you have decided that the problems are because you have an addiction to pornography.
Hmm.
And that's a huge step
Hmm.
to to start like that. Let me tell you, because there's a lot of uh, situations that a lot of people don't are aware, but you are aware and you know that it's a problem and situation. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I didn't. I just was trying to cover up this and not trying to convince myself it was not a big deal. It was a normal thing to do for a man, that we biologically need this type of activities. However, I felt the guilt. I felt like it wasn't right. Um, I felt like I was hiding behind my wife and not being faithful. And also, I noticed that it was creating a distance between us, and because of that, I grew up in a home where Christian values are important. So I think this became my weaknesses. It became my main weakness because I never been addicted to any other thing. Like I never been attracted to alcohol or drugs, or being a shopaholic, or things like that. So never been involved in bad stuff, right?
Right, right,
So this
right.
is my thing, and I know that is separating us.
Can you tell me what that started, your involvement with pornography?
I think, um, like most men, somehow when we're teenagers, we somehow get exposed at around 15 in high school. Somebody introduced me to a naked picture in a magazine. Part of a group. Probably has seen it before in other area, but it wasn't. It didn't catch attention like at around that age, 15-ish, 16 maybe. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And then I'm a very visual person. I think the visual aspect, it just makes my mind run. Um,
You started with the magazines, and then how long did it took for you to progress to videos and
yes,
stuff?
the videos were like where the things got, they get intensified because the videos would make you make you feel like you're part of that movie somehow. So like wherever you're like, you haven't experienced yet, that makes your mind creates situationals, in situations with maybe with the person that you're interested in, or so it definitely, the videos, probably the videos started a little later than 16, when I was able to rent my own videos. I was able
Mm-hmm.
to borrow my own videos, and yes, that opened my eyes because um, I I knew what sex was, what it's supposed to be, but
Mm-hmm.
there's always that fantasy area where it's forbidden, but you wanted to see, and you feel like, well, you're not hurting no one. You kind of like doing it on your own, and nobody's affected. Affecting a second person, a third person.
That's you only doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
I see how can that thinking might just uh, helping you to keep on doing that. Can you
Mm-hmm.
tell me if you had any other type of situation in your family during that time? Did you have many friends, or you were more like a lonely person?
I was a very mm, selective
Selective?
person.
Yes.
I have my group of friends. I never was open to many people. I never was the popular guy. So, and growing up, I probably have some females interested in me, but I was
All right.
shy
Mm-hmm.
to not go to second base, maybe, or third base, if you know what I mean. Like, I probably didn't pass through a kiss, but having this imaginations in my mind probably was, yeah. I kept it for myself. So, too afraid to damage or to get involved with somebody else that what person will say, rejection, and so on.
Right. How do you describe your relationship with your family and your mom and your dad in specific at that time?
There was a close relationship.
Right.
Probably they didn't talk about it much. The implications, traditional family. They didn't say, "Hey, this is what that takes you to." There's always been that taboo type of thing. Like, yeah, you don't talk about that. That exists, but that's bad, bad, bad. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't think about it as this is an addiction. This is something that then you cannot. It will be hard for control to control yourself, control that behavior. Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned that your family were Christian as well. Like,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
yeah. So for them was more like a sin, and they really didn't talk about it.
Right. Definitely was considered fornication. It's different considered
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, sin against God. And yeah, yet while you grow up, you have your feelings, biological needs, hormones at a certain age are like out of control. You start, you know, getting excited as a
Mm-hmm.
man towards females, and you don't know how to control your senses and explain it, yet you feel that kind of ashamed of explaining to someone, open up, because and if you do, is like people will say, well, that's normal.
Yeah, definitely. So not a lot of people knew about it.
No, definitely that I kept it for myself.
Right. So you mentioned that that started as the
Hmm.
teenagers years, and it
Hmm.
was brought to you for a friend,
Hmm.
a magazine, and started progressing and
Yes,
all
and
that.
then the videos. Hmm.
Yes, and even though your communication with your family was good, nobody knew
Hmm.
about this situation. Um, ca- when you met your wife and you started your relationship with your
Hmm.
wife, how intense was this? What grade was? Because we start with the magazine videos, then we start acting out, like masturbation and stuff like that. How, to the scale of 1 to 10, how many times you were doing, uh, you were doing a pornography, and
Washing it,
watching you, what you were doing
and of
after.
course, yeah, masturbation comes after, because in private, yeah, obviously. Well, in my case, it was private. Can assure you of it. Many times, I guess it started like kind of like once in a while, like once a month type of
Mm-hmm.
thing, and then the body start asking, urging for
Right.
it. So if if I see something on TV,
Mhm.
then I'm like, man, I have to. Or if I'm taking a bath and you know, a touch or a small massage might incentive thoughts and maybe look for something else.
Mm.
Um, the internet was probably one factor. Um, when the internet was becoming faster
Mm.
and more accessible, it was so easy to just search YouTube or not YouTube, but search some downloads for even free that you don't even have to pay for,
Right.
and access videos, short videos, small videos, bigger videos. Um, yeah, that's probably intensifies to a couple times a week to to a point that yeah, the guiltness of keep doing it was like maybe going to start 2 times a day, and there's like I start feeling worried like okay, I need to stop, and then I stopped for a while, and
How old were you when you were doing it 2 times a day?
hmm, 20, 22, 23.
Okay. Around the same time you met your wife? Who is
Before
your before that? Okay.
before.
Okay. Very good. Well, it's a lot of information that you are sharing today, and I really appreciate it. I think we're gonna, for now, uh, leave it over here. But I wanted to ask you one more question before we leave.
Sure.
If your wife is aware of it, and maybe later on she will be able to come over here and maybe talk to her, and definitely this is something that it could be treatable.
Mm.
Here in this agency, we are Christian based, and we definitely understand where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
and that is something that you can overcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you can definitely overcome with the help of God, and definitely together with the help of your wife. You think it's something that you will be able
Yes,
to
definitely.
do?
Yes, that's what I'm seeking for. I appreciate you guys have Christian values. I think yes. My wife kind of knows, not necessarily to the fullest extent of it,
All right.
but yes, she probably realized that's one of the triggers that the distance is becoming more
Something.
obvious. So I
Right.
definitely I care for her. I love her, and we've been married for 5 years now, and her starting to have a family, 3 kids in 5 years, and now
Wow.
and we plan to have six. So this is something that we need to control and put
Definitely.
it on God's hand, because every time it's that guiltness.
Definitely.
It's affecting my work relations too, like the stress. More stress, the more that fall into it.
I understand. And like I said, we are here to help you, and we're gonna continue.